3, 2, 1. I'm not very good at it.
Okay. Hands up. 1, 2, 3.
So we got 2 claps, okay? So it's a very professional setup you've set up here, Jay.
Well, I'm a professional man.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when... Do you remember the program Shipwrecked?
Yes.
Where they would show people around the camp and be all proud of their building. You think, that place looks like a shithole.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, we've got this amazing shower. You think...
Have you? I used to like Shipwrecked.
Of course.
There was 2 teams, wasn't there? There was Sharks.
I don't remember what the teams were
and there was
called.
another one. The Sharks were awful because they barely built anything. But the other team just happened to have carpenters and plumbers on the team.
Yeah.
Also, a county level swimmer, so he would able to swim out to the whatever it was out at sea and get their shower unit. Like, well, we're not beating him, are we?
Nice.
So we are. The reason why we're recording today is because we recorded last week.
Yeah.
In a more professional setting than this.
It was very professional last week.
But we figured we can't go back to not recording. This is going to be an ongoing thing. Next week, we're at the new academy, Circular Figure Jiu-Jitsu, and the office will be set up. I'll be on the sofas. Chris may be on the sofa if he retracts what he says.
See, the rules, as I remember it, having grown up with 3 brothers, is might is right.
Right.
And whoever wins the wrestling match gets to choose the sofa, right?
You never wanted a sofa. I don't like a sofa. Oh,
Yeah, but now that you want it, I want it. Okay, so you know, like when kids play with each other's toys.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the Argos catalogue, right?
Oh, yeah.
No one wants to look at the Argos catalogue till someone's got it, and then it piques your interest.
This is true.
So,
Yeah.
you know, this is the situation with the sofa now.
If you hear creakiness, it's the boxes we're on.
It's Jay's back. It's because he
My back
doesn't
is
do
bad.
his mobility
My
stuff.
back is bad. I couldn't even roll on Saturday. So, shall we introduce this bad boy?
So welcome to episode 118 of Better Than Average podcast with me, Chris.
And me, Jay.
Nailed it, Jay.
Yeah.
I like the look to the camera as well.
Yep,
That's
I
a
do
nice
it sometimes
touch.
to break the third wall.
So we got to be quite quick today because Herc needs a bath.
He's getting groomed.
So you're taken into the groomers. When you take Herc to the groomers, just to wash?
He gets his nails trimmed, his ears cleaned, and then washed, I guess, yeah.
Does he like it or does he be like...
I don't know, he's just there.
He just stands there
Yeah,
and they
he's
do
grumpy anyway, isn't he? He's a grumpy dog.
I don't think he's grumpy at all.
You don't think he's grumpy?
No, I think he's lazy. He's like a really like lazy dog.
He's a perfect dog. I think he's a perfect dog.
I never sort of... I didn't imagine a Rottweiler to be like that, but I suppose it's logical because he is bulky.
He's so big. He sleeps 20 hours a day. Doesn't he?
It's like a cat.
I took him out for an hour's walk this morning. He's fucked. He's just got back, chased a few. So he doesn't care about birds
Yeah.
when we're out and about. But in the garden, if they fly overhead, he runs out. He just barks at the sky.
Nice.
He barks at the sky when there's thunder.
You hear him on the podcast sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
But not from next week because we'll have our little setting that we're doing it in.
Yeah, so Circle of Vigor BJJ opens in 2
14th
weeks.
of July. Hopefully 2 weeks tomorrow if we can get everything set up in time. That should be good. We've got some bits for the academy already. In fact, I spent a lot of money and I've got nothing. I can't even bring you to... I got nothing. But let's just say...
It's just an idea at the moment, guys.
Yeah, let's just say I spent 10 grand and the business is worse
10
off.
grand. Motherfucker.
10 grand's gone in so far and I've got nothing.
So what's your 10 grand bought?
The lease
Yep.
and the mats,
Yep.
advertising.
Okay.
Yeah, because that costs, of course. So
Leaflets.
advertising, which is good because
Jay spent 10 grand on leaflets.
we've had over 100 people register their interest, which is pretty good.
It's
That's
good,
pretty
but you've got to get open quick because otherwise you know what people are like.
I'll spend another 10 grand
You have to advertise
on
again.
nothing.
Because those people will have died by the time you've opened.
So it's probably going to be, it's an insight, isn't it? It's not that much to set up, really. In all fairness, the deposit is 3 months' rent. So you can imagine what that will be. The mats, they're quality mats.
Who did you get the mats from in the end?
Zebra.
You did go from
And
Zebra.
we're getting the wall mats too.
Yep.
So it's going to have my logo on there,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. So the wall mats will be 1 meter high, 2 meters wide, because we're not really doing much wall fighting.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the logo will take up about 3/4 of the space on that wall mat. We'll get some, thanks to PT Will, we're going to get some other signs printed up for the academy. The ZR logo, our affiliation, the Better Than Average logo for the office, and the Circle of Vigor logo for the office also.
Nice.
It looks nice. Maybe a few things here and there. And then cleaning kit, wall timers, little tiny bits along the way.
Yeah.
I think we've got a fridge that's being donated to us.
Tables and chairs for the mums and dads or not?
That'll be something.
I know you talked about it.
Yeah,
but
it'll be something I need to look into. But what that'll be
it's no rush.
The last moment kind of things.
Yeah.
But guys, 14th of July, come along.
Let's do it.
Come along, have a play, because it's fucking costing the business money.
I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually very excited. Jack's very excited too. Because, he's this is it. This is what he does now, I guess.
Full time.
Yeah, he is a full-time coach.
He is.
And he does website design on the side now, which was his full-time job before, websites and marketing.
Yeah.
Now it's purely coaching, which I love.
Yeah, what's his actual business called for the coaching?
I think it's just under his name.
Jack.
Jack, yeah. It's just Jack. But he does...
But he spells it the fancy way.
No, it's the French way.
Jacques.
Jacques.
Is he French?
I don't think so.
Because he really don't look French.
Well, his brother's called Richard. So
He looks like he's from the Rust Belt of America. Doesn't it?
Rough parts of America.
The Rust Belt,
Rust Belt.
You know where the hillbillies are? He looks like he's got that sort of look about him.
Does he?
Yeah.
What, when he's got a mullet or just always?
Well, he has a mullet for starters.
No, he hasn't got a mullet anymore. Until I start paying him, he can't afford a
I think
haircut.
he should have a proper mullet.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs a hook, right? He could be the guy with the mullet.
Okay.
Who plays country music all the time.
Okay, we can have that. Yeah.
I mean, let's look at the evidence, right? His name is French. Fair. However, his last haircut was basically a mullet. And he likes country music.
Yep.
And he loves wearing vests.
He does like wearing vests.
So...
Yeah, he does like wearing vests. So yeah, there we go. So we've got Jack doing stuff for the business. He's great at the website development and he's putting everything together now. So the registration will be open soon to actually physically sign up.
I have got a thing about the website, right? So the website was one page when I went on it.
Yeah.
Has it developed yet?
Sorry?
Has it developed yet?
Yeah, he's doing it. Because it didn't need to be any more than that.
Because I was like, Jack's a website developer. I'm going to check out the page. I was like, it's unimpressive.
Can I say we don't need any criticism for now? For someone that actually wants to be part of this in the future, you're closing the door on yourself.
This is what I do, man. I keep you honest.
Well, he's already developing it. I reckon by today or tomorrow it'll be ready. And I want you to criticize it no more on air.
Check out the website, guys. It's amazing.
Correct. Correct. So if
you want to know what I'm talking about, check out the website, okay? Because what I couldn't find on there was the schedule. I don't think I could find the address.
covbjj.com.
No, it's in the actual postal address.
Yeah, that's not on there.
I was like, okay, there's a few details missing from the website.
It's coming, baby. It's coming. Bear in mind, we're a two-man band. It's fucking hard to do.
All right.
Chris has got... Yeah, I know this. Chris may work with a team who goes, do this and do that and do that.
Yeah, and sometimes the stuff gets done and sometimes it does not.
There you go.
And then, this is how the management starts. I start with like a light-hearted, what's going on with the website? And that's this week.
So I reckon...
If it's not done next week, then I'm going to come out being like, dude, let's talk about a deadline for the website.
And I'll be like, let me get you in touch with my web developer.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Kind of like my accountant. So we were actually in the gym and Chris was asking all these questions about the business. I was like, actually, I don't really know. I need to speak to my accountant. Steve!
You didn't even say that. You said, I'm going to call my accountant.
Oh, did I?
And then you went, Steve!
Who was over here just training.
Crocodile Dundee style. You shouted. And then this, very reassuring, mature gentleman, grey hair, fit as anything, stops doing his burpees, comes over, starts talking to you about your accounts. Springs up from the floor.
Yeah,
it was very impressive. You've got a guest.
Sorry, a black man has walked in. So, call security. Come here, is it Junior? So Junior is he was doing work experience with me. He still plays football, but for Russian Diamonds, Russian Diamonds. You may not be able to see him on camera because it's dark in here. but come around this side, mate. You might as well say hello.
All right, man. Nice to meet you.
Also, heads up would be nice.
I know. I want to surprise you, but I didn't think you were with Chris. I know Chris got outside.
The thing is, it's fine because it shows how multicultural we are. What?
This guy shit.
Jewish, African, Filipino. so we cover all bases.
Nice.
This is also the first podcast we've recorded ourselves, so we've actually made it on the video.
So this is the first time we've actually recorded this yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So people don't know, Junior just rocks up now and then. I haven't seen him for like fucking 6 weeks.
He's got a course to pass. You can't say you haven't seen him in 6 weeks.
I ain't seen him for 6 weeks.
Well, that's true. You haven't seen me for 6
No, but I think you've been busy. You've been abroad?
Yeah, I've been abroad. I went to Spain for pre-season.
Okay, there you go.
God.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just come back, so
Yeah.
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 Had to visit. You were the first in my mind, so I was
Really?
Like, yeah.
Well, it's
So
good to see you, man.
I wanted to surprise you,
Yeah.
but of course when I come, you guys because of busy.
We're recording, yeah.
Jiu-jitsu instead.
No, mate, this is just episode 118.
18.
180.
118, mate. Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. But yeah, we better. You better go though. You better get out.
I've got someone to be in.
Okay, come on, mate. Let me know when you're coming in there, so we can probably catch up. Yeah.
Nice. See you, Chris.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
But that was Junior. If you couldn't see him, we'll edit it in post.
One day that's going to be our most famous video.
It might. Oh yeah. Can you
Man,
imagine?
that looks like Junior.
Fucking hell,
Don't worry, I'll be your shadow.
It's so funny because my clients have actually said, "Where's your shadow?" They're not racist. He's shadowing me, isn't he?
All right, I'm going to move you on right from the line
Oh, blimey.
of conversation that we've ended up on. Okay. Do you want to talk about the UFC?
Yes, I do.
Because it was hard to watch. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like I looked on Instagram, and obviously all the videos before the fight are like, you know, people be like, oh no, what if he knocks Charles out? You know, all that stuff. Yeah, round one.
Round one, about 2 minutes 30. Fuck. So
Pretty impressive, wasn't it?
It looked like Topuria's power and grappling wasn't quite on par as it normally is. He does manhandle people at 45.
Yeah.
Physically grappling. It looks like he was having a bit more trouble with Charles because he is a bit bigger. He is now established lightweight. And I thought, well, you know what? Charles is actually doing pretty well. And just as DC said, well, he's absorbing his punches, crack.
Yeah, that was a funny comment, wasn't it? When they said, because I was like, I don't know if that's how I see it. Like, because they said, oh, yeah, you know, the way he's absorbing the punches is different. I was like, yeah, but he's cut already.
Yeah.
It's only like the first round.
And he was absorbing the punches, and he absorbed that last one really well.
Right onto his chin.
Right onto his chin. It cracked him in the cheekbone. Wasn't even a chin, cheekbone. And he hit him twice.
That was bad, wasn't it?
And he was out. So I don't think I've seen Charles Oliveira get knocked out.
I tried to watch it back and see exactly what happened because I wasn't sure if he was like reaching for a clinch or like for a body shot or what. And it was so fast that I actually struggled to like stop it at the right moment.
It's insane.
Like, it was
a crack
really
to
impressive.
the cheek. And as he was dropping, because he was done then.
Yeah.
He hit him in the neck kind of on the way down. 2 more follow-up shots on the floor, and Charles was out.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira doesn't really get knocked out by Gaethje or anyone. He gets knocked down, but he doesn't get knocked out. Yeah. So Topuria is a superstar, and he's fucking funny as well.
That was a huge win, wasn't it?
It was his last 3 wins have been amazing.
Yeah, so you had Volkanovski,
Knocked
then
out.
Holloway,
Knocked out.
and now Charles. So who's next?
Looks like Paddy.
I think he probably knocks Paddy out,
He
no?
might do. He might do. And the thing is, I think I'm not taking anything away from Ilya for this, but it is a Charles at the end of his career. You can only take that many shots for so long. Paddy hasn't actually taken that many shots to the head, so it'll be great to see what happens. But it does look like Ilya has some sort of magical power in his hands, and he's not even doing anything special. He's got very crisp boxing. He's not doing anything magical. It's very fundamental, but his power is just insane.
Yeah, I think I find it hard to believe Paddy's going to win that one.
He might not, but he might do. You never know.
He could do.
He might do. And I'll be rooting for Paddy, but I do like Ilya quite a lot. Like,
I think it's very impressive that he was able to do that in the first round.
It's very impressive that he said he would do that in the first round and then just did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. And in a post-fight press conference, they had mentioned before, they said, you said you wouldn't give Paddy a title shot until he has a couple more wins. But the other day you said you'd give him one. And he goes, I've been very excited. And then they said, what if Volk wants a third try at the lightweight title? And he just kind of smirked and said, we don't want to do that to Volk. You know, it's so, and it's not even, he's just confident in his ability.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that happen to Volk again. His fundamentals they're so strong. Ilya's incredible.
It might just be a bad matchup for Volk, right?
Maybe. Kind of like Volk is a bad matchup for Max.
But I guess I sort of see Paddy as being kind of similar to Oliveira.
Similar.
Like in terms of style, it's like he's got good submissions, right? Yeah. And you wouldn't, he's obviously got decent striking, but you wouldn't necessarily consider him like one of the best strikers.
No.
But I think the way that Topuria has obviously knocked out Volkanovski and Max, and obviously now Charles, I sort of feel like it takes a brave man to take that shot next, doesn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, would you? It's impressive. I would have actually very much liked to see him against Islam.
That's interesting.
That's who he vacated for. Topuria's like, well, I'll do to Islam what I do to everyone else. And maybe he does.
I don't know, because I sort of, the way Charles was able to get hold of him in the clinch, I can imagine that would be a big problem against Islam.
Islam's so strong. I think Islam will be one of those lightweights who he just can't do it to.
It's just I just wonder if he's going to be a little bit too physical.
Because Islam's a guy who's never made featherweight.
Yeah.
But the 3 people he has knocked out have all been featherweights.
Yeah.
He does carry that power through. It was impressive. Charles is durable, gets dropped, but doesn't get knocked out.
And Charles did look a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Like, he did look sizable in there, didn't he?
It's impressive, wasn't it?
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was impressive. There were some other fights in the card, but who cares?
That's the only one I was interested in.
Yeah. There were some other good ones, but we don't need to talk about those, do we?
Not really, no.
No.
I'll tell you what we do need to talk about.
Go on.
We need to talk about this week's movie. And if I'm a little tired today, it's for 2 reasons. One, because it's hot as balls.
We're having a heat wave, guys.
Like 30 degrees?
Yeah, I think it's hitting 32 today.
Yeah, so it's really hot. So
Which
I
I'm
didn't sleep
actually
well
all
at
for
all.
some reason.
You're all for?
Yeah,
You're Filipino.
I am. Half Filipino. I'm half Geordie.
That does water down the Filipino.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Quite a bit.
But I seem to be coping quite well on it.
Yeah. So seriously, seriously hot. Actually, the gym itself is quite
Cool.
good, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
But I couldn't sleep well last night.
No.
The other thing is I stayed up late to watch American Psycho. Now, I don't know if I was tired or whether this film just fucking messed with my head. But I followed the film up until the last 20 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck has happened now?
Where his life unravels.
I was like, his life is unraveled. But then he goes to the apartment. So there's a lot of spoilers here. Okay. He goes to the apartment.
Do we need to do a synopsis before all of this, or?
Yeah, let's do a synopsis.
Okay. Am I doing it?
Well, you normally do it,
I
don't
do
you?
normally do it. It's part
And then
of,
I normally
it's
correct it.
part of the feature.
So tell me American Psycho
So,
in a nutshell.
Patrick Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
He's a stockbroker in the 80s.
Is that what he does?
Yeah. He's a
Mergers
stockbroker.
and acquisitions.
Yeah, murders and executions.
Because what I would say about this guy, he never does any work.
Exactly. He doesn't do any work. He's kind of there because his parents have a big investment in the company.
Yeah.
And he does fuck all.
And I think that might be the same of all of the people.
They just do cocaine, I think,
Yeah.
and just party. But yeah, so he works in the 80s, Wall Street, stockbroker. He's very proud of where he is, but
Yeah.
mainly because he wants to appear like that. And he's clearly a bit unhinged. He likes kind of dark things. He's not really connected with anything or anyone. He's very narcissistic. And you just see his life unravel through this movie in terms of his urges get the better of him throughout the movie. It's not like my normal synopsis. I think I've actually nailed that one.
Yeah, you have.
Shit, that's not as fun as it
So
normally
this is a story of a guy that lacks all emotion, and he is essentially kind of trying to operate as he sees as in a normal way, right?
Yeah.
But he's obviously peculiar, and he sort of talks about himself as if he is like an alien, right?
That he doesn't belong. He's been put there.
Yeah, he doesn't think of himself as like a human being in the same way that he thinks of his girlfriend as being a human being.
Yeah.
right? So I don't know how typical that is of serial killers, but I should imagine that makes a lot of sense. Okay, the lack of emotion,
disconnected, but emulates what that's supposed to be.
And what I didn't realize is this is based on a book.
Yes,
because Kyron told us about the book.
Yeah, oh god, fucking guys, for fuck's sake! If I watch something and you tell me to read a book, you can fuck off.
You don't know Jay well if you're asking.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, read the book." You're a dork. I'm not reading a book.
I love books.
I know you do. I wish I loved books, but I don't.
But Jay's not reading a whole.
I can't read a book.
No,
it's just
like comic. Maybe if it comes in a comic book, he might go for it.
That's a push. It really is.
It's like how many pages
are
the comics?
Pictures eventually. Let's figure it out.
A lot of nudity in this. Is this why you chose it?
So someone commented and said, "How many times are you going to recommend a movie that's got porno scenes in it?"
There's so much porn in this movie.
I'm all for it.
I was like, this is a smutty movie.
Yeah, it's quite smutty, isn't it?
It was not what I expected.
No.
I expected it to be super violent, and I would say that it isn't really.
It's not massively gory.
By modern standards, it's not.
No, it really
violent,
isn't.
Yeah.
No, it's not violent at all. It's just a bit weird.
And the way he plays the character is super weird.
He's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, and I was like,
I'm Patrick Bateman from Pierce and Pierce.
I don't
He's
know
got this real arrogance about him. This proper. It's so funny. I love his character in this.
I think it works well because he, in himself, is the whole thing is a performance to him, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
everything's overemphasized. Everything's portrayed more. The way he like his obsession with songs, for example.
Yes,
he talks about whatever Genesis or Phil Collins, whatever he's talking about, Huey Lewis in the news, and he goes into such detail about it before he axes someone in the head.
So what I can't understand is, does he actually kill them?
I don't know. So there's a couple of theories on it. So what happens is, towards the end, you see him unravel, but you see it start to happen.
You see a rampage, and I was like, okay, this movie's getting out of hand now.
Yeah, but
like when he runs across his building, let me.
It's my favorite.
Let me set the scene for this. Okay, so he goes into the building, shoots the security, and I was like, probably unnecessary, but I can't understand where he's coming from, right? Then he runs out of the building for a revolving door. Back in,
shoots the guy
shoots the janitor.
Yeah,
I think okay, that was unnecessary
because he goes out, comes back in like bang, comes.
And
back
I was
out.
like, how has he hit him from there with the pistol as well? Because his heart's going, he's run through the door, he's managed to shoot him with a pistol. What a marksman!
Yeah,
like guy's dead. And I thought, okay, this is.
I think this is in his head a bit though, because then there's a bit where he's
yeah.
having a shootout with the police, and what happens? The police cars explode, and even in that scene, he goes, and he looks at his gun, doesn't he? He's like, fucking, like he can't believe it. So I think that's in his head.
Yeah, I think.
But I think some bits aren't in his head. I think some bits happen. Like,
but does he kill the first guy?
The homeless guy.
What? So, like, who's the first person he kills? The homeless guy.
I think it's the homeless guy.
And the dog.
We can reenact that with Junior.
Jay.
What?
Okay, so he kills the homeless guy. And the
Get a goddamn job, Al. You got a negative attitude. That was so. I found it so funny. Like, you really fucking stink. He was just so funny with it, so dry, and every excuse he has is because he's the first time we kind of see him really fucked up is he's definitely got blood-stained sheets.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's trying to get these people to wash
but
them
why
out.
would he wash the sheets?
Oh, because they're expensive sheets.
Yeah, but he's clearly not struggling for money.
No, but he takes it to a good laundrette, I guess.
It's very strange.
And then
isn't
every
it?
time he has to go somewhere because he's uncomfortable, it's always, I have to return some videotapes, which I fucking love.
I'm going to start using that.
It's so good. When he breaks up with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
he's actually drawing on the table because he's got crayons.
I don't get his attraction to the
his
girlfriend.
kill from the night before. But when he breaks up with her, he goes, "You're just not terribly important to me."
So that's Reese Witherspoon, right?
Yes.
But his girlfriend in the movie, he's having an affair with.
Yes.
She seems like a nightmare to me,
She's
right?
always
She's
on
fallen
drugs.
asleep at dinner. Maybe this is why he likes her, because he doesn't actually have to make any effort.
But
does
he did go to kill her fella, didn't he? Because he had a better business card.
Her fella is an interesting guy, right?
Yeah, because he had a business card, and Patrick was just like because there's a classic scene in it. It's a business card scene. Everyone takes out their business cards, and everyone gets jealous over everyone's business card, and it's made to be very intense because it's trivial, but it shows that they're all very narcissistic. They all want to be.
But
the
the
business
business card is their measure of success, isn't it?
Yeah, in many ways.
So the most successful of that group of people is the one who's a sort of outsider, who he kills with the axe, right? And he has the nicest business
Paul
card.
Allen.
Paul Allen.
Because everyone's like, because after they show the business cards, he says, "Has anyone seen Paul Allen's card?" And everyone's reluctantly, they take it out, don't they?
And he loses it,
And he's
right?
It's like, okay, it's so off-white colouring. He's like sweating all the time, isn't he? He just drops it. But the guy he went to kill for it is the partner of the person he's having an affair with. He went to strangle him in the toilets.
Yeah. I think he thinks he's coming onto him.
Because he goes to strangle him.
That's quite good.
Pulls the guy and kisses him. So where are you going, Patrick? He's like, I have to return some videotapes. And off he goes.
That's good, though.
I think it's great. I think it's stupid. I think it's silly. But so he kills Paul Allen with an axe.
That bit's very good.
He's got
the axe is the cleanest axe I've ever seen in my whole life.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Like, what is that made
But
for?
Paul Allen's sitting on a sofa covered in plastic, and the sofa's sitting on a load of newspaper. And he's like, "You got a little dog, little chow?" He's like, "No." And, he goes,
And then he does that strut,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. He goes, "Is that a raincoat?" He's like, "Yes, it is." Before he does axe into the head, and he takes.
And he makes him look at him.
Yes.
Which I thought is an interesting
Hey,
detail,
Paul.
right? Because it's like he wants to see his
See him
face
die.
when he hits him with the axe.
And he takes over Paul Allen's apartment. But when he goes back to it to clean it out, it looks like it had been cleaned out already.
So when he takes the prostitute back, is that the second time it's Paul Allen's apartment,
Yes,
right?
the first time was
But
his.
the first time it's his.
And even the
right?
prostitute made mention. She goes, "This place is nicer than your old place."
So, it's not that nice.
Yeah, it's not that nice.
It clearly is nice.
Yeah,
right?
it's really nice, right? Because even when he went to Paul Allen's apartment, he goes,
Fucking Paul
he clearly
Allen.
has a better apartment than me. He clearly pays more for this than I do.
I think it's very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I would read the book.
Yeah.
But I think I do hate it when movies are ambiguous at the end.
Really?
Like, I like to, like,
You want to wrap it up, don't you?
I want it to be like tied up with a neat little bow
No, it's not that, is it?
of like, oh yeah, this is what really
But there are
happened.
some theories. You know, when he goes back to Paul Allen's apartment to clear it out, where he's clearly got people in their heads in the fridge. They're like, well, is this in his imagination?
I think it must be, because that wouldn't make any
That
sense.
woman was really weird. She was like, "You have to leave now." Like, has it? Some people have suggested that it's so cutthroat in the world of real estate there that they're trying to sell the apartment.
They'll cover it
There's-
up.
There's a lot of bodies in there. Fuck, we'll clean this up because we need to sell this apartment because it'll make us millions.
I think that bit makes sense. I wondered whether all those bodies that he imagined weren't real,
Yeah.
but I wondered whether he had genuinely killed
Done
Paul
something.
Allen.
I think he's killed. No, I think Paul Allen is alive because remember he spoke to the person at the
Yeah, but
end.
you never see him in the movie.
You
again.
don't see him in the movie again.
And the guy at the end says, but that's his lawyer.
yeah, he said I had lunch with him.
And yeah, which may or may not be true, right?
Or is the lawyer covering it up? Because
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I see so many layers.
That's what I think. I think the lawyer is covering it up because the lawyer works for him and the dad is clearly very powerful
Yeah.
because why he has that job, but he
Yeah.
never does any work. Like, literally, you do not see him speak to a single client.
No,
He does nothing.
no, he really does nothing.
I liked it.
Good.
It was good.
It's
I
funny.
liked the music. I liked the suits.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a cool throwback. And the phones.
Even when he's in the car listening to the music and he goes, and Evelyn won't, she insists on talking to me when he's just trying to listen to the new album.
This sort of made me a little worried though,
Go on.
because I think I can be this guy with the earphones. Because, you know, I have those like big earphones, right?
Yeah.
I had to stop wearing those. Lou bought me earpods.
Okay.
But I liked them because people wouldn't talk to me when I was going around the shopping centre and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like,
You
you
drown
know.
people out.
And when I'm at work, if I have something I need to concentrate on, I'll put the earphones on and people are less inclined to interrupt you. Because I find once my concentration's broken, it's kind of hard to get me back on track. So I was watching that thinking, I fucking got a little bit of this guy in me. Got a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's fun, isn't it? So what would you give it out of 10?
7.5.
Me too.
I liked
I
it.
used to like it more.
The bit where he drops the chainsaw and it manages to kill her, I was like, okay, I'm not buying this anymore.
So I think that's in his head.
So I think that bit's all in his head. It doesn't make any sense that she's running around the place and she can't get out of the apartment. Because as nice as it is, it's not going to be that big.
But here's the other weird thing of it. He was wearing a suit, right? when he brought them back to the apartment, and he chases her out of the apartment wearing white trainers.
Yeah.
And he's naked.
Only. I wanted to ask about
Perfectly
this.
white trainers.
Only white trainers.
But he
so it's
he
like
wore
he's
them to
put his
bed, though.
trainers on.
I think he wore those in bed.
Or he put them on, being like, this
I'm ready.
woman
Ready for
might be
kick off.
fast, but she hasn't got any shoes on, so I'll put my trainers on.
And he's just got the chainsaw, isn't he?
It was good.
It was fun, wasn't
I
it?
liked it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say 7.5.
Good.
I tried to get Lou to watch it with me. She was not having it.
Not a type of movie.
She refused.
Well,
Yeah, just to be honest, purely based on the name.
really?
Yeah, she was like, I'm not watching a movie called American Psycho. I was like, okay,
What if it was
fair.
English Psycho?
English? Yeah, she might watch it.
Or was it the Psycho part of
Okay.
it?
So I've got 2 options for you this week. Okay, I'm going to give you options.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a comedy
Yep.
with Reese Witherspoon, Tom Hardy, Chris Pine, or I'm going to give you a Western with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. Which one do you want?
So I know which one you're talking about, especially with the one with Chris Pine and Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
I really like that movie.
it's actually really
I
good.
think it's really
isn't
fun. It's a good romantic comedy, isn't it?
it? Should we do that next week? or
I've
not?
seen it, but the other one I haven't seen.
So this is a movie. It's a Western. It's about a guy that is he's like a Civil War veteran, and he is basically charged with taking Russell Crowe to court because no one wants to, right? So it's like a proper Western gangster movie. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name now.
Whatever that is, should we go for that? Because I have seen the other one.
Yeah. Do I need to find the name though?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So
It's
this is the behind the scenes of the podcast. We're not actually that prepared. I mean,
it's because I got so distracted.
look, man, Chris, he works nights. Okay, his mind is eroding. And I mean, you should have seen us trying to set this up. We'll post out that later. It's only 4 boxes. We can't even figure this out. Why don't you just use Internet Movie Database?
310 to Yuma.
310.
I was going to say, I can't remember the name because I know it's something to Yuma, but I can't remember what the number is.
Is that a train? I'll catch
It's the
310
train.
to
He
Yuma.
needs to catch the 310 to Yuma.
Yep.
And that is what the story is about.
Well-
It's about them trying to get this big time bandit onto this train on time.
Yep.
And his whole crew is coming after them.
Well, I will watch that because I haven't seen it and I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's a good recommendation, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy that.
Very nice. I like it a lot.
So is there anything else you want to talk about today?
Well,
Today. Today.
what else happened? What was NAGA, which we missed? NAGA was
You haven't told me about NAGA. So you got 2 NAGA belts now.
got 2 NAGA belts.
So you and Topuria have got something in common. You both got 2 belts.
We've got 2 belts, but one of them means more than the other.
Can I just rewind a second back to the UFC and talk about the fact that Tom Aspinall's now...
Oh, yes, he is
We haven't spoken
undisputed-
about this.
Okay, so, we haven't spoken about John Jones for a while.
Shout out to the champ.
Who was always the champ?
It was bullshit that he wasn't,
He was
it?
always the
That
champ.
was so fucked up that they didn't do that.
Like, John Jones always had an amazing career, but the heavyweight part of it was a bit, who cares?
This is why the UFC needs better policies, right? Because it's like in the corporate world, if you had stripped, when they stripped Tony Ferguson,
Yeah.
that's the same scenario, right?
It was very quick, wasn't it?
So they stripped him because he got injured and he couldn't defend
Yeah.
the belt, right?
That was it.
So by that token, you've kind of set that precedent that they really should have stripped John Jones when he tore his pec.
Yep.
If they had done that, that would have saved themselves so much drama.
Yeah, and it would have been, yeah. So there you go. But anyway, John Jones has stepped down, retired, or was forced to. We don't know. And it's also come in line with some other legal stuff going on,
Yeah.
where he crashed another car.
Probably running from Aspinall. I saw an amazing meme the other day. Shout out to Grappler Soap or whoever it was, but it had basically got like 2 cops, but they had imposed Ngannou and Aspinall's face on there,
gosh.
and it was like John Jones's worst nightmare.
Look, man, this dude outside the octagon, my God, man, he's a fucking nightmare, isn't he?
It's just such a shame that you couldn't like transplant. If you took one of those like really dedicated kind of athletes,
Yeah.
that really has that like right mindset to like really excel in their sport, and you could put that along with John Jones's like physical capability, it would have been amazing to see what was possible.
Well, then
right?
you got GSP. That's what you get.
Yeah, but even GSP, I don't think he had the physical dominance that
He did.
John Jones had.
But
right?
what I say he done is the only 2 losses he had, he avenged them both.
Yeah, but John Jones is like a kind of special athlete. Isn't
He's a special athlete, and so is his whole family.
he? Yeah,
But let's face it, he's just not the best bloke, is he?
he's definitely got flaws.
I mean, he crashed another fucking car and ran away again.
He's definitely got flaws.
And I was like, well, I got these long legs. I'm running from this scene
But,
again.
you know, hopefully he enjoys retirement now.
Yeah, good luck to him. So Tom Aspinall was an undisputed UFC champ, which in everyone's mind, apart from a few John Jones supporters, he really was always.
But now it poses a problem because who do you put him against?
It's going to have to be Cyril Gane. But you know what?
I'll watch it because I like
I'm all for
Aspinall, but I'm not that into Cyril Gane.
I'm all for it. But John Jones has beaten almost everyone in the top 5, I think.
Yeah.
So his reign is probably going to be very successful.
You got to convince Ngannou to come back.
That'll be the fight.
That would be a huge fight.
That'll be
Can you
amazing.
imagine?
If he comes back, especially from the PFL, say come back over this way.
They'll be like, come back.
him
We've
and-
got a decent challenger
Yeah.
for you. Like, this is like...
They just pay him. Just pay him whatever he wants because everyone wants to see that.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see that. So I think if he beats when he beats Cyril Gane, it will go to this as well.
I find it hard to believe he's going to lose that match against Cyril Gane.
But Cyril Gane, what I will say, is a legit heavyweight. He's not carrying any excess timber. He is big and strong, and hopefully he's learned from his...
He is big and strong, but his grappling is clearly an issue, right?
He did suffer, didn't
You know, when Ngannou is out grappling you in the way that he was,
Yeah.
like I know Ngannou's like seriously physical, but he's not a grappler, right?
No.
You know, Ngannou's not winning the other matches by grappling
No,
people.
he's not. No.
So I just think that's a
A
really
big flaw, isn't it?
terrible matchup for Cyril Gane.
Yeah, there's a big flaw in the game, wasn't it?
You know, and then even as yes, he's a natural heavyweight, but obviously John Jones ragdolled him.
Yeah.
Like literally ragdolled him.
Wasn't a good show, was it?
It was bad.
No.
But maybe he's better now.
Well, he's had over a year.
Because if he's been smart, then he's worked on it, right? In preparation for this opportunity, which was probably always going to come around eventually.
I think he's had 2 years to do this, so
But
there's plenty
we'll
of
see.
time. Plenty of time to prepare.
I think smart money's on Aspinall, though. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Aspinall's champ for a little while.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, which is good. But I like to see a nice British heavyweight champ.
The thing is with the heavyweights is there's so much weight going around. You don't really know what's going to happen because even the dominant ones, it's like if you get caught, you get caught, right?
Yeah, they're just so strong, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it'll be good to see. No matter what, it'll be good to see. Well, he absorbed Sergey's punches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't very long.
Nah, well, it never is very long with Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
I think he's gone past the second round. I think he's only fought for like how many minutes? I don't know. It's something silly, isn't it? Like 25 minutes in total in the UFC. It's ridiculous.
And the thing is, there aren't too many matchups that you think you can do that are going to likely go that distance.
No.
Because if you said, oh, yes, you can manage to get Ngannou to come back, then the reality is that's not a fight I expect to go the distance either.
No.
Because I think Ngannou's path to victory for that is that he gets a knockout. And I think Tom seems to be knocking out all sorts of heavyweights. So, you know, that really could go either way, but you wouldn't expect it to be 5 rounds, would you?
No. No. Yeah, he's going to finish everyone, isn't he? He's going to finish everyone.
So tell me about NAGA.
So
Because you've been desperate to talk to me about this, right? And I haven't let you on purpose, not because I'm not interested, but because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast.
I've kind of lost my excitement for it. It was excitement after the first few days. But you do, don't you? You do a comp and you just lose the excitement.
I could tell, yeah, you were cranky when I was like, no, let's talk
I was like,
about
oh man, it's nice.
You were
But
like, shall we talk about NAGA this week? And I was like, no.
that's fine. I want to shout out the guys that were there though. So it was the hottest day of the year.
Yes.
It was the first day of summer,
Okay.
which is the summer solstice. It was roasting, mate. That hall was disgusting.
This is what people came for, to understand how hot it was.
It was so bad, mate. Yeah, but I'll shout out a couple of. I was actually nervous about one of the guys in my division.
Yeah, you tell me about this guy. So he's IBJJF.
Yeah, so
Right.
Yeah, so Zaki, I'll shout him out. He the weekend before he won IBJJF gold niggy, bronze in open weight. Came back the next day, won gold nogi and gold in open weight.
That takes commitment.
So I was like, Jeez, man.
Because that costs you a pretty penny as well.
It's like 250 quid, 260, maybe 300 quid.
300 quid just for the actual comp fees.
Yeah. So I was like, my God. So I was a bit worried about this guy. And the other guy in my division, Andrew Good, he was saying, oh, he's got good wrestling, good judo, and he's got good foot sweeps. I was like, oh, fuck. I could do without that, to be honest. That sounds pretty terrible. He's got good grips
I don't
as well.
think you're someone that gets foot swept that much, though, right?
I don't know. I'm not in comp.
But to be fair, we don't do a lot of foot sweeps.
No, I haven't really been taken down much in comp either.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did that.
Getting foot sweep is so embarrassing.
I know.
Because it makes you feel like Bambi on ice,
I know, yeah.
It's like when someone hits you with a really...
You just go, wee!
It might be my favourite thing.
Just go, wee!
You know, when you get someone with like just a really nice like foot sweep.
It's
so
kind of nice, isn't it? And not a trip either. I was talking about a foot trip, a foot sweep, where both legs go, wee! And you go away. But yeah, so I was kind of nervous about that. So we started and I was like, oh, okay, let's go. He came up to me beforehand as well. It's super nice, as they all are, super friendly. And I actually hit with the takedown.
Nice.
So I got a takedown and then we stood back up, pulled guard, managed to get a sweep, avoided his leg attacks, passed the guard, took his back. Got a bow and arrow at the end, but time ran out. But there you go. So
nice.
It was pretty good. And then Andrew Good, my second, because it was a round robin.
Yep.
He pulled guard, put me into a lockdown and the electric chair. And we all know I'm quite flexible through the electric chair now, the stretcher. So I was like, okay, that's quite good. Got out of it. His lockdown was so tight, he locked himself into position and I choked him and he couldn't get out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, so I just put on a cross collar.
So you choked him from inside his half guard?
Inside his lockdown, yeah.
You're not really supposed to do that.
I didn't mean to. So, full disclosure, I didn't mean to tap him. I used it so he'd forget about the lockdown.
Yeah.
But instead, he got locked in so hard that he couldn't breathe anymore. And then when he tapped, he's like, I'm so sorry, Joe, I can't actually undo it. He was stuck inside it.
That seems pretty unusual.
Well,
How has that happened?
I just did it.
So he's got you in lockdown.
Yep.
And then he's come under your leg.
Kind of like, then I freed
So
the leg.
he's then
But I managed
so
yeah.
his head is sort of against your thigh.
Yeah.
And what's he doing with the other arm?
He was trying to...
Not defending the choke, apparently.
He was trying to extend my legs out.
So he's
So he's got
locked
both
Gable
hands.
grip.
Yeah. Trying to go for the knee, trying to put extra pressure on it.
Yeah.
But I managed to undo it, bring it back. Then I was like, right, lockdown. I can either go down, sprawl and get rid of lockdown, or I can unpick my foot like by lifting my leg up. He was quite good at following it. I thought, you know what, I was going to put some pressure on your neck to make you forget about the lockdown. But what I realised is as I was doing that, I realised he couldn't let go of it because he abandoned everything with his hands to try and focus on the choke. But he couldn't undo the lockdown because he was too deep in it. So when we actually stopped, I had to go backwards so he could undo his feet. He was proper stuck. He stuck himself into the lockdown.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the lockdown is fine, but if you get stuck in it, you're stuck and I'm stuck.
I think the lockdown is good, but you have to be like tight in.
Yeah.
Right. You can't end up
Stuck on your back.
like your positioning
flat on your
is
back.
completely different from
Yeah.
like if you were playing like a knee shield
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. So
like,
now
you
he's-
haven't got the space
No,
to like move.
and that's what happened. So all I had to do is sink all my weight on top of him. Now he's stuck because he was on lockdown. I just sunk so I just sunk all my weight in.
You're gonna have to show me the video because I'm having
There's no
the
video.
hardest time working
There's no
out how
video.
this happened.
There's no video. But yeah, that's it. So him and Zaki fought for the silver,
Nice.
and Zaki managed to win that on points.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so I'm going to put both belts up at the academy.
No, the new one, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, be good. And that one.
So you got to pull this one out.
Pull this one out and bring it to its new home. Almost like how things go between different museums. This is on loan at the moment.
So what happens when you open the new academy? You still coaching her?
1 day a week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
You're
still
going to
do-
be able to
Still
maintain
do
that.
Thursdays. And I might try train here on Saturday morning to do open mat.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the schedule goes. But it's going to be busy, isn't it? It's going to be a
It's
busy,
gonna be crazy.
a busy time.
But exciting.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be quite good. When are we releasing this podcast, by the way? Because we haven't released the other one yet.
Well, this one, aside from the fact that we introduced it as 118, there's nothing sort of time sensitive about the one that we did with Jack from Pod
No.
Collective.
No.
That was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? Good
Like,
to know,
I have
Jack.
to say, like, that was a lot of fun.
So check it out, whether we release it now or later.
But that one's ready to go, right?
It is good to go.
So
I've done the artwork and everything.
Because we've got the audio separate, so we can just put the audio up as normal.
Yep.
And then the actual video we're going to put onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how we're going to do it. The video is not going to be on Spotify, but it will be on YouTube. And
I don't fully understand why we're not putting the video on Spotify.
So, okay, so for anyone that is even interested in this, you can tune out now if you want. But if you
you can't. You have to stay to
what do you call it?
Got to show stamina.
If you upload it to be as a video and audio on Spotify, it doesn't send out the podcast to Apple Podcasts and the other one it uses now as well.
Okay, so you have to do an audio version and a video version on Spotify.
Yes.
Problem solved. Why can't we just do that?
I don't know if you can.
That's what I mean. Can you not just do that?
No, you can send it to Spotify because what we use is a Spotify tool. So you can send our podcast to Spotify, but then it's only available on Spotify, and you have to upload it manually to Apple Podcasts and a different one,
which we don't know how to do.
We did it once. We logged in because we thought we'd have to do that, and I can't be bothered. So, guys, if you want to watch it, just look on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, look on YouTube.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's
it
fine.
Seems like a flaw in the platform, though.
Maybe.
You think that if it wasn't going to push it to Apple, then what it would ask you for is two versions.
Which would be great.
A video version and a Apple podcast version.
Yeah.
And a audio.
So we'll look into it a bit more.
On, Spotify.
But
I'm sure Joe Rogan doesn't have to deal with this.
Yeah, but he's got a team that works for him that does it probably.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bit better. My ass is killing me, by the way.
So we got to finish off because Jay's ass is killing him.
Yeah, there's not much cushioning on there. It's pretty much just skin and muscle.
So when the new club is ready, the plan is in the office of the new club, office/podcasting studio. So we're ready to go. So when we have guests, because we're going to talk to, hopefully we're going to catch people like Will Stone again.
Yep.
We can invite them there, or we can go and do it as normal with them. But we've got a space where we can actually record.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds excellent. I don't need an office, but if I have to have one, we might as well.
I mean, this is pretty professional, isn't it?
Like, as good as it's going to get.
It's a nice advert for these boxes.
Wolverson Fitness.
Shout
out Wolverson.
Shout out.
They're the British equivalent of Rogue Fitness.
We wouldn't mind a sponsorship.
That would be nice.
Jay likes your box.
I do. I do like a box.
Right. You know where to find us. Please give us a 5-star review. The 5-star reviews are super important to the podcast. As you know, me and Jay have been doing this now for 118 episodes, more than 2 years. And
it's been commitment.
We don't make anything. We just live off the 5-star reviews.
Yep. Listens and shares and likes. And
we
some
just
other bits.
go around feeling like the big man because we got the 5-star reviews.
And share it out. And I think hopefully the video is entertaining as well. People can actually see what we're like and what we do.
I noticed you got a fresh haircut for this. This is what I should have done.
This is on Thursday. I get my haircut every other Thursday.
Every other 2 weeks. That's where I'm going wrong. I need to do it every 2 weeks.
And I also go to a barber's that is good.
Ouch. Over and out.